It is a dark, damp, and miserable night within Dublin. Over the past 2 nights, it has been going from cloudy to drizzling to showering to pouring. The neighborhoods are soaked in puddles, flowing water, and filled with the sound of liquid rushing into the nearby sewer drains. Outside, Francis is parking up next to Monique's apartment. His vehicle coming into a rather sharp and uncomfortable stop by the curb, kicking up a healthy splash of water up against the pavement and the fencing by the nearby households. And he gets out. Just pulling up an umbrella as he walks up to Monique's apartment. As he walks up, he just kind of looks in front of it for a second. As a sudden flash of lightning, about a few seconds later, the sound of thunder. It's a rather miserable evening. He just looks at the house for a moment. And he feels rather morbid. Looks a little bit depressed. As he marches on up towards the house and rings the doorbell. Rapidly. 3 times before waiting.
Vlad's gonna open, by the way. Yeah, Vlad will open the door.
Okay. Because Vlad's not in the scene, we're not
Yeah,
gonna...
he's just, you know...
We're gonna skip over that interaction. But Francis says his greetings to Vlad, puts up his umbrella, kind of asks where Monique is. He needs a word. And presumably Vlad will just tell him that, or if not Vlad, then Monique's ghoul.
Well, Ghoul isn't there, because now Vlad took her space. So he'll probably tell you that she hasn't been out of the studio for 2 nights now.
I say ghoul because Vlad is not... I would not be comfortable running interaction with a PC who is not present.
Yeah, it's just an intro, it's not much. I'll talk to him about it. Don't worry.
Needless to say, whoever answers the door tells Francis that Monique has locked herself away in her studio for 2 days. Francis is armed, it should be noted. He has on his person a gun, concealed in his jacket. 6-round revolver. And he has carried with his umbrella also his sword, with reluctance. It is sheathed. It is in the case that he needs to force the issue that he is here to resolve. He does not wish to use it, but this is in the line of his duty, in the line of his title as sheriff. Clan or no, he cannot come in without the possibility in mind. And so, Monique, you hear rapid and loud footsteps heading towards the studio.
She probably could, but she's too out of it at the moment. She's feeling very numb.
Does Francis hear any sounds as he approaches?
Probably sobbing. I assume he has his heightened senses up.
No. He hasn't heightened his senses.
Then I'm not sure if she would hear it.
She hears a large series of knocks on the door. 3 knocks in rapid succession. By something strong, loud. It's sturdy. It's not a hand. It's almost like the sound of a blunt object clashing with your wooden door.
You'll probably just hear some rattling of metal against metal.
Okay. The door will very slowly open. Francis's sword is placed between him and whatever would approach him from the door. Almost like he's ready to parry with it. Should needs must. When he opens the door and, well, he sees you chained to a radiator just sobbing. I assume it looking incredibly disheveled.
Yes, like there are blood stains all over her face, all over her clothes, on the paintings she's holding.
It's the painting.
She's in a really bad place. Delano's painting, not the actual painting. The actual painting is sitting on one of the tables, just left there.
Okay. I can only assume. Does she have her fangs out?
You want me to roll for it?
Francis is trying to gauge how hungry she looks because she hasn't left her room in 2 nights. And I think Francis is aware that Monique does not have a herd.
Well, technically, even if she had, she wouldn't have fed.
No, but she may have started the last couple of evenings with more blood in her system.
Yeah. No such luck. Yeah, so you want me to roll something for it?
No, you can choose. I mean, she's on 3 blood at least, maybe 2, if she's been sobbing that much. So if she's at 2 blood, I would reckon she probably would have her fangs out, because that is extremely hungry. 3 blood is already very hungry. Like, you're hungry at that point, but 2 and 1 blood, you're beginning to risk actual starvation.
Yeah.
Because you could basically go 2 more nights without blood, but then you wouldn't rise again the next night.
Yeah, she would probably be at 2, I think, because She's been crying a lot. You can probably see from all the stains around her.
Is there a bowl around anywhere? Francis doesn't say that, sorry. I ask as a player if there's like a bowl anywhere.
A what?
A bowl in the studio. Any bowl, any sort of bowl.
Well, probably. I mean, she needs jars and bowls for her
Okay.
equipment and stuff. And
Francis.
beakers, probably.
Christ, Monique, what is this?
She'll just look up at you and she won't say anything. She will just. Next to her, there is a crudely made steak, and she'll place the pointy end on her and just look at you and ask you to please do it.
That won't reclaim what you've given up, and it won't numb the pain. He'll take the steak from her, but he'll actually just keep it away. It will keep it out of her reach on a table. Also put the sword down on a table out of her reach, just next to the steak, so that they're rather well aligned.
Mm. Just take me to him so I can take my punishment.
He will not see you, Monique. He's heartbroken.
I know. I didn't understand.
Why?
I didn't understand until I've lost it. I don't know. I know that my feelings were confused before, but now a lot more clear, but something isn't there. And I think that is something that is important. He will not see me or hear me. Just stand it, please. I have nothing more.
I won't do that.
I've lost my sire. I've probably lost you. There's nothing more. There's nothing I can do.
You did something I never thought you'd do, and that was to scare me. What you did frightened me, Monique.
I understand that.
I never thought I'd say that.
I'm not sure about it now of what it was. It feels I've lost a few months of my life.
You did.
And I suppose those few months were important to him more.
Those few
To me,
months were the reason he embraced you. They're why he cares about you, why he loves you, why he chose you out of the billions of humans that populate this world, why he chose you.
yes, I see that now. I didn't, I didn't, I didn't consider how he'd feel about it. I was selfish. I don't know. To me, it's like my life started when he embraced me. Like, this is what made me special. And clearly, that's not how he feels about this.
The kindred condition is not what makes us special. It makes us powerful. It doesn't make us special. Otherwise, we would embrace anyone. For any reason. Wouldn't matter. There's a reason we don't.
I never saw myself as special before that night. It was foolish.
It was a betrayal.
Is there anything that I could do? I don't think that there's anything I can do that will undo all the hurt that he felt.
But you can work towards mending the rift that has been caused. You gave up those memories to an individual who likes to make transactions, buy them back.
I can do that? I thought all these things were final.
Yes. And new transactions are final. Offer something of greater value to him.
What do I have that is of greater value?
I don't know. Not you. Really, it comes down to if you truly are as remorseful as you look, if you are as regretful as you say you are, then you'll be willing to pay the price for those memories back.
Yes, I would.
I'll give you the same warning I gave you before. At this point, you will probably have to give up something that changes you in some way. But try not to give up something that changes who you are, that changes the reason why you were chosen. Because if you do, well, then even the memories you buy back may not matter anymore, so you'll be a different person. Not the person that Delano came to love.
I don't know what would that be that would be important enough to that man.
Memories, other memories, more memories, favors.
Would he ever even agree to that?
I'm not him, Monique.
I know. I know.
If you wish to fix this, you must do so yourself. All I can do is help you help yourself, but I'm not going to fix this for you.
I don't want you to.
You wanted me to kill you.
This isn't fixing it.
You're right, if I were to kill you, I would have enabled you to run away.
I don't want to run away now.
And come to the auction and make a deal with the auctioneer.
Scandal looks around her.
But not like that. You wouldn't be the first kindred I've come across in a state like that. Fangs out and iron up your own blood.
I suppose I will need to fade soon.
Redeem yourself. Don't punish yourself. They're different things. We will care for the good you do. We won't care for the pain you inflict upon yourself. That is just more
You're right.
ugliness and cruelty being added to the world, and we've had enough of that already. Francis will take his sword and he will take a bowl or a jar, a beaker, and he'll begin filling up his blood. You will definitely need to make a self-control roll here.
Yeah.
Difficulty's 5, but I believe you're limited by your blood pool in terms of self-control. 1 second.
Well, I got a tenner, so
1 second, because you may only be able to roll 2 dice.
oh fuck.
Um, I just need to check for Frenzy. Ba, 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 ba. Let's see. Come on, where is it? I knew it was here somewhere.
Maybe Googling it would be faster.
If I can't find it, then I'll just say, oh yeah, Blood Pool also affects self-control rolls, which come into play when a character's frenzy becomes imminent. A player may never roll more dice for a self-control or instinct roll than the character has Blood Pool. For example, if a character has only 2 blood points left, her player may roll only 2 dice for a self-control roll, even if the character's self-control rating is 4. Voracious vampires just don't fight the beast very well.
Okay.
That's very fitting, because those are your exact dice pools. Hey, you're rolling. I see what you're doing there.
What?
It's fine. The difficulty is 5 because it's the sight of blood or the taste of blood or something like that. It's only diff 5, I think, or lower, so it's not hard. But yeah. You're free to express how Monique resists the beast. Only just. She only gets a single success. She almost gives in.
Well, she's a bit jittery for a second, but then she pulls back and closes her eyes, and she will tell Francis, "I'm really sorry that you had to see me like this."
What matters is that you are not like this again.
A lesson learned, I suppose.
Drink up.
And she'll extend her hand and take the beacon.
He'll literally, what he does is that he'll take her face with one of his hands. He'll take basically the sort of bottom of her chin and her cheek and just sort of lightly pull it forward. He's quite strong. He has potence. And then put the beaker up to your lips and just tip it as he tips your head up a little bit. And I think the taste of blood is also a frenzy check, but you've already rolled once, so it's fine. But yeah, I mean, with your hunger, you'd probably be guzzling it.
Yeah, probably going to town on it.
After about 4 large gulps, beaker is largely empty, but you can smell the beaker is largely empty, but you can still smell the remnant vitae that didn't flow out, sort of dried vitae against the cup or against the beaker. But it's no longer as entrancing, it's no longer as rousing to your beast. You don't feel pressured anymore. It's not trying to rip itself out of your chest.
So where am I now in terms of hunger?
You're no longer hungry because if you had 2 blood points, he just gave you 4, so you're on 6 blood. It should be
Ooh.
noted you are now a single step bound to Francis.
Yeah, I am aware.
Pardon?
I am aware. Not that this was necessary in terms of what's the word? Devotion, but yeah, it was necessary for plot points.
Don't worry, we'll get those 2 extra drinks out if you get. Uh, um, but you're not hungry anymore. Francis just looks at you. Throws his hand up against your cheek. Are you feeling better?
I do.
He removes his hand.
Can you? Well, she will look to the floor and she's like, "Can you unchain me, please?"
Very well. He will take his sword, stretch out the chain. He'll make sure that the chain is a portion of it is tightly stretched, and he heightens his sword to strike it. And then he will spend a point of potence, and he will break the chain. He'll actually roll his strength melee just to kind of really high. Oh yeah, he smashes it. That's 6 successes. So yeah, the chain breaks.
Yeah.
It's probably a thin chain. It's not like something. It's not like some sort of weird thick cast iron medieval style chain.
No, of course
It's just
not.
yes, it's a lot more brittle. The chain breaks. Of course, it's still partially wrapped. Of course, part of it wrapped around your ankle is still wrapped around you.
Well, don't chop off my foot. Out of character.
He didn't. He stretched out part of the chain and just struck it. You were never at any risk.
Yeah, but I can't work myself out of it, right?
Presumably. It's Monique chained herself. I presume she can undo it.
Well, she chained herself so she wouldn't be able to.
Well, then maybe she's going to have that chain wrapped around her for a few hours. Rather the part of it that's still tied to her. She can move around freely now because Francis has snapped the chain, but it's still a part of it attached to her ankle. So
Well, she'll try to yank it out.
I'll just say she succeeds.
Yeah. She will pick up Delano's portrait and she'll just hold it close to her, and she will lean into Francis and put her hand on his shoulder to pull herself up a little bit. And then she will
He'll
look
pull you
towards
up,
the
but
table.
he doesn't necessarily allow you to lean into him. He's a little bit distant with you. And it's fairly obvious.
Yeah. She will look over at the table to where the painting is, and she said, "Please take this wretched thing away from me."
I have been requested to retrieve it from
I
you
want
by the
nothing to
prince.
do with it. I want nothing to do with it.
Very well. He'll walk over to the painting. He'll take the stake. He'll keep the stake. He'll take his sword. And he'll put the painting kind of. He'll pick up the painting, and he kind of has his it kind of under his arm. Well, he covers it first properly. He wouldn't just take it. He covers it. He still takes care of it, but he will take it. I expect to see you at the auction, Monique. For Primogen will be paying you a visit soon. There is a plan for you to redeem yourself before your sire and the rest of the clan.
I'll do whatever it takes.
You'll be engaging on a large and long-term project for the clan. You'll be meeting an elder of the Lasombra Anti-Tribute in Dublin. But this is not for me to say to you. This is the Primogen's task. And one that collectively your elders have decided for you.
It shall be done.
Good. I'd expect nothing less. And I expect to see you at this auction.
I will be there.
Good.
I will go clean myself up. I assume you want to leave.
I must be on my way to drop off the artwork to the prince before I attend this auction.
Thank you. For everything.
That causes him to pause a bit. And he closes his eyes for a moment as he kind of soaks in that sentiment. I'll see you soon, Monique.
I'll be there. And she just walked out to her bedroom to take a shower, I suppose, and compose herself.
And you will, you'll hear Francis leave, wish Vlad a good evening, and thank him for his tact, as he did not interfere.
What?
He will thank Vlad for his tact because he didn't interfere.
He was probably in his room listening to music between us too. So
he's making more of that weird vaporwave.
Yeah.
Francis is yet to go. And but yeah, Francis will leave with the painting. He will take it to the prince or the appropriate drop-off, at which point we will end our scene. As Francis shields the painting from the hostile weather, puts it in the back of his car, and drives away. Thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. We'll see you all next time.